I'm reminded of one area in one of my areas that was, well, we called it the Barrio Mexicano, or the Mexican neighborhood. And one time, me and my companion, it was about 8 o'clock, I guess, at night, and we were in a contracted housing neighborhood, and we had an encounter with, let's just say he was a shady kind of person. He didn't want to talk to us. He actually thought we were Jehovah's Witnesses, but he really didn't put off the right kind of aura. To make a long story short, we were kind of scared for our lives. I mean, he didn't pull a knife out on us or something. He just passed along, but we were just wanting to get out of there quick. And so we went out, and it's like, well, where should we go? And then we thought, Barrio Mexicano. And it's so interesting how much safer I felt in the Barrio Mexicano. Now, the Barrio Mexicano was sort of like the ghetto of this area, Georgetown. I mean, and it was full of Hispanic people and things. But because of the nature of where the Barrio Mexicano is and things, it could be interpreted as a pretty shady place. But when we got there, like, I'm not sure, 8:30 at night, I felt so much safer there because, I mean, it was sort of like, I know these guys won't hurt us kind of thing. I wasn't so sure about that one guy in the government housing. But I was actually called Spanish speaking, and so, but I served in all English areas. And so whenever, for example, in an area, if me and my companion found a person that was a Spanish speaker who was interested, we would usually turn them over to the Spanish-speaking elders for the zone. And so I didn't get to use Spanish as much as I could have, I guess, or as much as I could have, but the Barrio Mexicano gave me a great opportunity to practice my Spanish, because almost everyone there, probably 98% of everyone there, were Spanish speakers. And so we would go to people and start contacting them in Spanish. Somos los misioneros de la Iglesia de Jesucristo de los Santos de los Últimos Días. Kind of rolls off your tongue. Just kidding. It's sort of a mouthful. But, and we would just go and contact people. We contacted into, every so often, some drunk cholos, we would call them, Spanish people. And the difference between drunk Spanish people and like drunk, I'm not sure, I guess, white people, is that they're just laid back and they're like, hey, yeah, come over here, you want a beer, or do you want some of our barbecue? And we're like, okay, sure. Well, we didn't say yes to the beer, of course, if they ever offered it, but there was this one time in another area where someone did offer some of their meat because they were having a barbecue, and we're like, okay, great. Mexican meat, I'm not sure exactly what they do to it, but if you get Mexican meat from a Mexican meat market, it's amazing. They like season it in some way, and it's awesome.